Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my favorites and fails for November. So I do this every month. I come back at the end of the month / beginning of the next month and go over everything I've used either on camera or off or both and give you my opinions now that I've used them more. So sometimes I only manage to do a first impression of a palette, or I don't use it on camera at all, or I do a couple videos but use it for off camera a bunch of times, and I want to come back and give you my thoughts, tell you if things have changed, if I like things more, if I don't like them, that kind of thing. Thankfully this month I don't think I have any fails, which is good. It means that I spent my money well. I prefer months where I don't have any fails. But I have skincare, I have eyeliners, I have a bunch of lip products, I have a few palettes, a bunch of things, so I'm gonna jump right in. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup, which there definitely is today. And I have new content every week, so I'd really love to have you subscribe. And for my makeup today, I am wearing a few of the products that I am gonna mention. And then for my base, it's just my standard everyday base, which is the Auric Glow Lust. And then I added like a drop of the Haus Labs foundation to have like my own kind of skin tint, and then some Kosas concealer and powder, and then blush and bronzer. I've been wearing the Rare Beauty blush. I think it's the shade Love. It's the terracotta one. It is my go-to. It lasts all day. I love it. And also it's really pigmented, so you need a tiny drop, and that bottle's gonna last me forever. But I'll talk about the other products as I go through. So I think first I'll do skincare, and then I will do general eye and face products that I have, and then I've got a few lipsticks and lip products, and then palettes at the end. So I have one skincare thing I want to mention, and it is the new Rephr Intense Hydration Cream. I love this. So I've talked about the regular hydration cream or the light hydration cream. I bought the 1.0 and I went through like 5 bottles of that. Me and my husband love it. And then it disappeared for a while and I panicked. And they brought back version 2.0, which I like even more. I also like that the bottles now have a bigger cap so they can actually stand up. I've talked about that. They recently re-brought them back or launched these for the Black Friday sale. So I bought a few, but I think there was maybe a glitch because the regular light hydration cream was on the site for like a couple days and I bought one, the 2.0. And so I'd already used a whole bottle before these new ones showed up. And I've had that in another monthly favorites, but I really love this. The regular one is a gel consistency, which is my favorite, works well under makeup, hydrates my skin without feeling greasy or gross. This is their like for dry skin intense one. I've been using it as a night cream because I like having extra hydration at night, especially now that it's cold and dry and gross out. That is one thing about the Pacific Northwest now that I live here. It's not humid very often. Even if it's raining, it doesn't feel that humid. So dry skin's a bigger problem. But this, really nice. It is 20% shea butter, so if you don't like shea butter, you won't like this. And then it has niacinamide and a bunch of other ingredients. It is a thick cream. Kind of hard to get out of the tube. That is the one downside, is I have to squeeze really hard, but I need like a tiny bit, like the tip of the clicker on this pen that I have sitting here, like that small, maybe a little bit bigger than that. It feels really thick and you're like, that's not gonna be enough, but as soon as it touches your face, it melts in and it spreads evenly and it just works wonderful. And I really love their brushes, but I also really love their skincare products. I also have the balancing essence, love it. I am not one of the people on YouTube that gets PR from Rephr at all. I don't think they know I exist. So fully unbiased, just love the products. Okay, so then I have a few eye and face things. So the other face product I have is the Isamaya highlighter. So I have a whole almost 40-minute video going over the collection, very detailed. I also have a first impression up. I will have those linked. Really love this highlighter. I was worried I wouldn't like it because was worried this was gonna be a $42 fail because it is a balm and it has alfalfa extract in it, and I am allergic to hay and alfalfa. So I was worried, but apparently the extract is fine. It's not like avocado oil where they put it in everything and I have a reaction. But this is great. It looks like it would be glittery, but it's not. It just gives a really nice wet effect. It is supposed to also improve your skin and like elasticity. That's what the alfalfa is for. I don't put it over that much of my face, so I don't know if I'm seeing a difference, but really like this. $42 is a lot though, but the Pat McGrath ones are $50 for a balm and a highlighter, and this is like both in one, so I like it. Especially if you can get it on sale in the future, I think it's worth trying. I think it's a really, really beautiful like highlighter. It's got a little bit of a peachy goldness to it, but it's just, I think it's one of those shades that should be flattering on everybody because it's kind of sheer, like doesn't really have a base color. Also from Isamaya, I have the new Lash Lasso mascara. I really like this. I like the Rubber Lash more. If you were gonna pick one, I would pick the Rubber Lash. It's what I'm wearing today. It gives a little more length to your lashes. This is a little more volumizing and adds a little more thickness. It adds length too, but I would say like the priority, like they both do length and volume, but one does more length over volume and one does volume over length, if that makes sense. So I really like this. I think it's probably the same formula as the other. The brush is what makes the difference, but really like this. It's an expensive mascara, but I've seen worse. I think, was it the Chantecaille one is like $70 or something, which is twice this. So, you know, it's expensive, but if you're in the market for that priced mascara, I don't think you'll regret either of them. Then I have two of the Haus Labs pigment paints. So I've already done videos with these before. When they first came out, I bought a few and I showed them on camera as a blush, as on the eyes, and I did a full review. I've also mentioned other ones in other videos because I have like 7 shades now, I think, I don't know. But these are my new ones that I got during the Sephora sale and I really love them. The black, this is Black Onyx Matte, really great. It's pigmented, it's creamy. With a brush, you can use it as liquid liner basically. Once it's there, it doesn't budge. Really, really love this, especially since they don't have a liquid liner in their new Sephora line. This kind of acts as that, but it also can be a base. So if you want the black base for a smoky eye or a really intense multi-chrome or something, really, really like this. I have tried others, like you can use black gel pot eyeliner. I think this is a little more budge proof than that. And I have also tried the Dennis Meyerix version, and I don't like hers because they don't seem to fully set. But if you are like my friend Kelly, Keep Beauty Real, she didn't like these because they set so matte that they were dry on her kind of dry skin. I have normal skin. I have normal skin and kind of oily eyelids. So if you're normal to oily, I recommend these over the Dennis Meyerix because these do not budge. They dry down, they stay there all day. And the brown is the other one I have. This is the shade Cocoa. It is so pretty. A tiny dot, like I will do it on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna leave it. Like that tiny of a dot is enough to do at least one entire eye, maybe 2, depending. That's probably enough for one. I would do a little bit more for both, but I use a kind of a more stiff brush from Sigma, a synthetic brush that it's pretty densely packed and stiff. And I'll take that much and I'll start on my lash line and blend it up. And it gives you that perfect brown, blended out, smoky, quick eye. Kind of like the effect of putting bronzer all over your lid, but this is gonna last much longer than a bronzer will. And it also acts as a nice base for shimmers. So really, really love these. I think they're an amazing formula and I want all of them. And then sticking with Haus Labs for a second, I just got 2 new two more of their regular actual eyeliners. I adore this formula. So I just got the navy one, and I think I might have included this in last month's, because I got it during the Sephora sale, but this is Onyx Gold Shimmer, so I just want to mention it again, and I also want to mention the olive one again. I love these. They last all day, so that is something I've had trouble with other eyeliners. Like, I don't mind the NYX eyeliners. Some of them are really dry, some of them aren't, but they're not budge proof. Like, especially on my oily eyelids, even with an eye primer, I'll notice they will kind of fade away the day, or if I do this, they will just they'll smudge. These don't. They give you enough time to kind of like smudge them if you want to, especially because they come with a built-in, wrong side. They come with a built-in brush that is really good for like winging out the edge or like dragging it into the inner part of your lid. They give you enough time for that, but then once they're set, they're set. And I'll do some swatches real quick so you can kind of see. Oh, there's that brown, really pretty color. So this is navy. I just got this actually the other day. I've used it a couple times already. It's great, just the same. And you can see, I really wanted this because I have blue eyeliners, but they're either sparkly or a bright blue. And this is dark navy, really love it. This is the shade Black Onyx, which is supposed to be black with like bronze shimmer in it, but on my skin tone, it ends up just looking like a blackened olive, which I actually am here for. So you can see that bronze shimmer in it just makes it end up looking like a really dark olive, and I love it so much. It's so pretty. If I'm not wearing actual eyeshadow, this is my go-to. I just put this on, smudge the edge a little bit, maybe a little bronzer, call it a day. I will probably go through this whole pencil at some point. And then just to show you in comparison, and then because it looks pretty olive, I just wanted to compare it to the actual olive shimmer. So these are both shimmery ones. So here is the olive shimmer. So you can see it is olive, but it's like gray olive. It's not, especially next to this one, it looks like silvery olive. But it is a really beautiful shade. I think because it's olive with like that shimmer in it, it just pulls less olive than this shade. So wanted to show those side by side. Okay, so I have a bunch of lip products that I've been trying. First, I'll mention the Isamaya ones. Really love these. This lipstick is expensive. I don't recommend paying full price because it's so expensive, but I'm not mad that I bought this. So it was $50. And the most I'd spent on a lipstick before that was Lisa Eldridge, which are like, you know, 36 or something. This definitely has more elaborate packaging, so you are paying more for that. And it is a different formula. It's a creamy, metallic-y, I would say it's like a brick shade with gold green, like antique gold sparkle in it. This is the shade Outlaw. I really want the other two. I love this lipstick, but I'm not paying $50 per for the other ones. I will get them on a sale at some point because there's like a brown and a coral. Really beautiful. In my full review of the Isamaya collection, I am wearing this like as a sheer wash, and I love it. It lasts a very long time and it's creamy and not a matte, but it still doesn't really transfer that badly, and it lasts really well. So love that. And in my first impression, I have a more opaque version. And then, and then the lip liner, the Spur Stick Suede lip liner, also in the shade Outlaw. Really love this. It's very creamy, but once it dries down, it's there. I feel like lip liners can be overly creamy, like the ColourPop ones. Hate those because they don't last. They, like if anything touches my lips, they just smear. But it's not like the NYX ones that I've tried that are hard and hurt to use and dry and feel gross, especially if you put them all over. The only lip liner I really liked or loved other than this so far is the Haus Labs ones, which they don't make anymore. But I will put a little swatch here. It's just a really beautiful kind of bricky brown color. I'm sure there's lots of lip liners in this color out there, but it is a nice formula and it pairs really nicely with this lipstick, which is a little bit lighter in tone. I'll put a little swatch here. So you can see the lipstick is a little bit lighter than this. So it really, they work well together. And then for lips, I have 2 Haus Labs products and 2 Trixie Cosmetics products. So this is the Haus Labs matte lipstick. It's still the Monster Lip Crayon. It's just 2.0. So they had these with Amazon. These are, I loved those, I adore those, I have a lot of them. These are even better. This is the shade Mocha. It is their like medium dark nude. I love this. I think I've worn it in another video. I wear it all the time now. It is a perfect everyday shade. The peach matte looks really beautiful and I want it, but it looks like it might be a little too light for my skin tone, but this is perfect. And I'll put it right here. You can see it's kind of like the Isamaya liner, but a little less brick, and it has like a little bit more rosiness to it. I did see some bad reviews on Sephora for this because they were like, they didn't look at the shade description or the pictures apparently, and they just saw mocha and expected a dark brown. And then they were like, this isn't a dark brown color, I'm mad. And it was like, well, it doesn't say it's a dark brown. It doesn't even look like it is. But that's beside the point. People just need to learn how to read. But really love these. They're matte, but they're not drying. They last really well on the lips. You don't really need a lip liner because of the shape. It's a perfect everyday shade. The other Haus Labs lip product that I have is actually what I'm wearing now, and it's the lip lacquer in Sepia Shine. So I've already talked about the coral one, and I got the red one sent to me from Haus Labs in a giveaway, and love those. But I've been wanting this, and I wanted to buy it during the Sephora sale, but it was out of stock. And then Haus Labs brought it back and had their Black Friday sale, and so I immediately grabbed it. It is what I have on. It is described as a peachy brown nude. Perfect. It's a little bit lighter than this, obviously. Looks great, feels great. I don't really feel it. If you haven't tried these, you do have to shake them. I mean, they were all viral all over TikTok, but you have to shake them, put it on like in one swipe, and then you have to like hold your mouth open for 15 seconds. I feel like an idiot when I do it, but they last really well. I've had some food, I've had a cup of tea, hasn't budged, it's glossy, it's beautiful. I think this is more glossy than the Maybelline like drugstore version, but like no transfer. And it kind of feels like a gloss like that. Like as I touch it, it feels a little tacky, but not like sticky. But if I'm just like sitting like this, I don't really feel it at all. So really love these and really, really happy I finally got this one. Because the other two are very bold colors, which is nice. If you want to go to something and you want a bold lip that's gonna last for a long time, they're great, but this is a better everyday color. And then for Trixie Cosmetics, I have 2 of their new liquid lipsticks. So I don't know if these are limited edition or not. You could buy them individually or as a bundle. I bought the bundle because I had to. You saved money and I got both. But when they launched their first liquid lipstick, it was the one with the Juno collab. Love the formula, and I talked a bunch in that video, I'll have it linked, about how comfortable it is. It lasts a really long time. It's not drying for a liquid lip. Looks beautiful. My only issue with that lipstick was the color. It's kind of a mauvey pink, and on a white woman like Juno Birch or a white person in general, it's going to look better than on my medium olive skin tone. It just like, people said it looked nice on me, but I felt like I looked a little sick. So I'm not gonna wear it very often, but I'm not mad that I have it, and I loved the lipstick formula. So, and I said in that video, like, I really hope they come up with more colors. So this is the shade Stacy and the shade Red Scare. So I don't know if both were, or just Red Scare, but they were tour exclusive. So they had them for the Trixie and Katya tour. You could buy them as merch. But they finally brought them to the website and they are so good. So Red Scare is Trixie's red lip, and I have it in the lip gloss and the bullet lip. Love this. And then this is Stacy. I have Stacy's Mom in the bullet lip, which is a very bright pink that I do like to wear in the summer. This is even more vibrant. It is Barbie pink. So it's the Trixie lip and the Katya lip. And I don't think I'll wear this that much. I might in the summer, especially with a tan and just like some mascara. But I had to get both. Beautiful formula, not drying, lasts a very long time, feels great. Like you don't really feel it. Like it is a really, like maybe my favorite liquid lipstick formula that I've tried. And they're not that badly priced. They're like $16, which for a small little queer-owned brand is not that bad. So I'll do some swatches so you can kind of see the colors. So here is Red Scare, which is that bright classic red. A little bit of a cookie smell, but that does fade once it's dried. And then this is Stacy, which they also sell as a bullet lipstick. And it is so bright pink. I don't wear bright pink colors very often, especially as eyeshadow, but like for when you want that Barbie Pepto pink, it's so good. And having it in a formula that's gonna not smudge and get everywhere, great. Okay, almost done, which I'm glad about because the sun is going down and the light gets kind of weird when that happens, just because I tend to end up looking more warm as the sun goes away and I rely more on not natural light. So all I have left are palettes. So first I'll mention is the Isamaya Wildstar palette. Talked about this a lot on my channel. I have a first impression on this from a few weeks ago. I have a full 37-minute video or 40-minute video that detailing a review of all of the products from this collection that went up a few days ago, or maybe yesterday. Time means nothing. From when this is going up, it'll be a few days. And I also filmed a comparison video comparing the formulas and shades to the industrial palette. That should be going up next week. But really love this palette. It is a $100 palette, but I don't regret it. The mattes are amazing. They're really silky and blend effortlessly, and they're a buildable formula, not like instant pigment, but like, you know, buildable within reason. It's not one of those that they say is buildable, but you have to layer it like 7 times and spend a half an hour doing it. And then the shimmers are all really beautiful. I will link my video about this in the cards and in the description box, but I adore this palette. I adore both of my palettes from Isamaya. I can't wait to see what the brand does next. So the next 2 palettes I haven't actually shown on the channel. So when the Sephora sale came around, I was only gonna buy a couple things like backups I needed and that liquid lipstick if they would have had it in stock. But I did buy, you know, like these things, which were on my list to buy. But I ended up getting a very late birthday gift card, and after longing for these for a while, I bought both of the newer ABH palettes. So I've only tried one other ABH palette before this. It was the Jackie Aina palette. I really like that palette, but it's not my favorite matte formula. It's not my favorite shimmer formula, but it is really nice and I enjoy having it. I'm not gonna get rid of it, but these called to me. So this is the Nouveau palette that came out this summer, I think, and this is the Rose Metals palette that came out like a month or 2 ago. Because they're not new, I haven't done a video on them, probably wouldn't get very many views. If you would like a review of these, I can definitely do a dedicated review or like looks or something, especially if you got them for Christmas and you want like inspiration. But there are a lot of videos out there, but I just had to get them. They're earthy and they looked really pretty. And as soon as I touched them in store and swatched some of the shades, I was like, yep, I'm using my gift card to buy these. They're 20% off and I have a gift card, doing it. So the Nouveau palette, I think, is gonna be a really good spring palette for me, like spring, summer. It's earthy, you've got a terracotta, you've got a green matte, and you've got olivey shimmers. Like it's a Colin palette. I had to get it. The wisteria shade is one that people really liked, and I do like it, but that's not what drew me in. What drew me in was having, you know, terracotta, green, a peach shade, and then these like olivey tones in here. They're my favorite like everyday shades. So I had to do that. I love my earthy tone palettes and earthy tone colors in general. And then Rose Metals is what I have on my eyes today. And I've used this one a little bit more. Really, really love this. The shades are so pretty. It's like 90s grungy supermodel themed. Perfect. It's exactly the vibe that I'm going for most days. Like I've been using the Wild Star a lot because I've been reviewing it, but if I'm not like preparing for a review or something, I'm grabbing this or this. Grungy, toned, neutrally green palettes. Today I have a little bit of Sunrose. The shade Noble is the main matte that I have, and then I have Nova all over the lid and Heavenly on the inner corner. This is like a sagey, kind of sparkly topper, beautiful. This haze shade is like taupe, but like a little bit of an olive to the taupe. Nocturne is a really beautiful one and done kind of smoky shade. Nova is like bronze olive, and like as soon as they touched Haze, Nova, and Nocturne at the store, I was like buying it. I have to have it. This is like my favorite kind of color. So I just love like terracotta rusty shades, and then like olivey greens and taupes. Like those are my go-tos. So really happy with these so far. And then the last two things that I tried this month were the Oden's Eye Christmas palettes. So I have a video trying these, doing 4 looks with them, 2 per palette. I really love these. I'm sad that they're sold out, but I saw Angelica Nyquist was talking about this in a recent video. She was like, she's gotten some angry comments as if she works for the brand just because she did a collab with them about like, why don't they bring them back? It was still November, but you know, it takes a while to make things. So it was probably one of those, she said, and this is what I thought too, when they said they're not bringing it back, is because I think I also DM'd them and asked, but you know, by the time it would be ready, it's gonna be past Christmas, so there's no point. But really loved the Merry Christmas palette. I wasn't gonna get this one at first because I don't like red and green as a combo, but I'm really glad I didn't skip it. The Elf Wish shade here, the multi-chrome in here, is so interesting. That like lime green, peach, gold, like it's so interesting. And then the mattes in here are really nice. Especially I really like gingerbread and hot cocoa, but the big thing in here for me is the shimmers. Like they're just so pretty. I think it was Lauren May Beauty posted her video, and she did like swatches where she like rubbed them out on the back of her hand so you can kind of see them in a larger surface area. And that's when I was like, yep, getting both. That looks beautiful. I need these shimmers in my life. Like they're so pretty. Like this green gold kind of shade, this like sparkly, kind of like a peachy, almost non-existent base with that green flash, and it looks also teal, and then that multi-chrome, which is like orange, peach to gold to lime green. Like they're so special. And then I knew as soon as they announced it that I was gonna buy the Christmas Eve palette. It's all of my favorite colors in one. It's another perfect Colin palette. Like my vibes are this or this. You've got you have green, you have an olivey brown, you've got some blues, which is my favorite color. You've got like a taupey shade that is So pretty. Perfect one and done shade. You've got this really beautiful blue base multi-chrome. You've got this really interesting bronze. Like, it's so good. I really hope if you wanted this that you were able to buy them before they sold out, because I think they sold out twice. They did a restock because they're so good. I really love these. So that is everything I tried for the month of November. I probably won't do one of these for for December because I don't expect I'll try too much. We'll see. If I get a bunch of makeup for Christmas or something, then I will do a video, but I don't know if I will. We'll see. But I do have a lot of stuff planned for December. I have some rankings that I have set to film. I have my collection and declutter video update, a lethal swatch party update, bunch of other stuff. I just have I have a long list of ideas, and I have a couple tag videos I might do. So if you're not subscribed, I have a lot of content coming for December, so I would love for you to subscribe. If you have any of these products or tried any of them, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. That's why I do this. I like to talk to people about makeup and be analytical about makeup. It's what I do. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.